Good afternoon, everyone.
Hello.
I guess it's still afternoon. Welcome to the first day of the Founders Day celebration 2023. I'm sure glad everybody came tonight. Good turnout. So thanks again for coming. Just a couple of notes before we get started. I do want to thank and acknowledge the cemetery staff. Probably knew that John Bartolo, longtime cemetery superintendent, retired. And in February, we hired Matt Busher. So Matt has been taking care of Riverview Cemetery and East Lawn Cemetery. And this year, he has two seasonal employees, Chase Roof and Ethan Cooper, helping him out. So we just want to thank Matt for all of his work and the crew to getting everything ready for us tonight. And then also, did you think maybe this year it was a little easier to get here than last year? Phillips Street is finished. So just a brief history about that. It's part of a 3-year improvement program that we have in Algona, finishing this year, and that included 27 blocks of the complete reconstruction like Phillips Street, and then we had 56 blocks of surface refinishing, which was like the mill and overlay, the blacktop. So all total, we had 83 blocks that we're finishing up this year. So thank you again for your patience and understanding with all of the street closed signs that we've all endured the last few years. But life is better in Algona. So thank you again. And then last year, we talked a little bit about the restoration of Call Vault. And if you've been down past that, it is restored, reconstructed a little bit. I don't think to the extent that we want it yet, but some of the blocks had fallen down and those are back in place and restored. So it looks a lot better. So thank you everyone who contributed to that too. So back to Founders Day, we've got a great weekend planned starting tonight. We've got lots of different activities all weekend. For all ages, there's just lots going on. We've got car show and there's music. I think there's canoeing. There's a golf tournament. So just lots of different activities for all ages. So we just hope that you can take some time and get out and enjoy the weekend. And I just want to thank all of the volunteers that it takes to make these events possible for us. So today we're all gathered to present the distinguished and coveted Heritage Award. And also a little bit later then, experience the fascinating voices from the past. So just a brief history about the Heritage Award. This was envisioned by Midge Andreessen back in 2004. And she wanted to create a process to recognize individuals for their commitment and their dedication to Algona. So the nominations are based on the following criteria: service to and offices that are held in Algona, Kossuth County, the state of Iowa, and even beyond the state of Iowa. So the nominations can be from individuals, organizations, or groups. So if you know of someone who is deserving of this Heritage Award, just call the Chamber of Commerce and submit the name to the Heritage Award Committee, and we'll see that gets in the process. So that award committee is comprised of a member of each of the organizations of AAUW, the Founders Day Committee, the Lions Club, the Moorwinds Kiwanis, the Noon Kiwanis Club, the Rotary, and the Seroptimist. So we just want to thank that committee for their thoughtful consideration in determining today's winner. So with that, I would like to introduce Jane Nettleton, who's going to share more about the Heritage Award.
Thank you, Mayor Rick. There are many people in our community who would have loved to tell about their involvement with the winner of the posthumous Heritage Award. And it is my privilege to be the one who gets to tell you about Mary Anna Sarrazin and her contributions. And her contributions to our community. One of the things that Mariana and I did together was to go door knocking for political candidates. And it is the unusual person who can make that fun. But that was Mariana. Descriptions of Mariana Sarrazin's activities often contain the words founded, organized, and initiated. Mariana was the rare individual who can identify what needs to be done, develop a plan, and then stay with it to the conclusion. She committed her time and skills to several organizations in our community, and in so doing, made Algona a better place. Unlike some who are very visible in their leadership and service, Mariana was a humble person who preferred to work behind the scenes. Just one example of her commitment to the community was her work with the Family Crisis Center. During a meeting co-sponsored by AAUW and the Iowa Commission on the Status of Women, the need for help for adult victims of sexual assault and domestic violence in our area was identified. Mariana agreed to spearhead further meetings to make the support for these people a reality. She and Carol Ludwig eventually set up the local Family Crisis Center with its own board and volunteers. Mariana not only started this group, but was instrumental in keeping it going for 8 years. When the Iowa legislature drastically reduced the funding for such organizations, Kossuth County joined forces with others in an 8-county area as part of the Crisis Intervention Services. Mariana continued to serve victims of sexual assault and domestic abuse and their children through this organization for many years. She had great staying power. Other examples of her volunteer work were serving as an officer in AUW Algona branch many times, chairing the book sale, the STEM panel and awards program for 8th grade girls who are high achievers in math and science, Equal Pay Day. She also revived the recycling effort in Algona, organized the Restaurant Day fundraiser for United Way, served on the Kossuth County Compensation Board, represented Algona and Laverne for 13 years on the Lakeland Area Education Board, initiated the Children's Liturgy Program and coordinated for 13 years, as well as teaching part of the CCD classes at St. Cecilia's, serving on the Algona YMCA Board and the Hospital Auxiliary Board. In other words, Mariana Sarrazin was a marvel, touching lives in so many ways, from kayaking and walking with friends and providing fun for a long-lasting gourmet club, to being a wife and mother to Chuck and 4 daughters who adored her and her sense of humor and adventure. My only regret is that she is not here today to accept this award. But I am so pleased that her daughters, Annette, Lisa, and Monica can. Julie wasn't able to be here, but the other 3 are. So please come forward. I know you have things you would like to say too.
Thank you very much, Jane. Thank you, the Heritage Award Committee, the Algona Chamber of Commerce, for honoring our mother, Mariana Sarrazin, recognizing her dedication to and pride of Algona this evening. even though she would feel others would be more deserving. We, her family, agree with your decision and deeply appreciate this honor. Mom thoroughly enjoyed her involvement in the greater Algona community. From collecting stacks and stacks of books that filled closets each year for the AAUW book sale, to gathering size 12 shoes or larger high heels for Walking in Her Shoes fundraiser. Her commitment to improving the lives and education of girls and women was her top priority. At retirement age, our parents made a conscientious decision to live in Algona. The quality of life and medical care provided by Kossuth Regional Health Center and Good Samaritan Society, together with their engagement in the community through AAUW, Chips Off the Old Block, the YMCA, but especially the companionship and friendship of their dear friends, all led to their choice. We, their daughters, know Mom and Dad's good deeds to the community came back tenfold through the kindness shown to them and to us. With grateful hearts, we thank you.
And next, I would like to introduce Renee Runke.
I'm here on behalf of the Seroptimus of Algona to tell you about the Heritage Award winner. Teacher, pastor, musician, florist, journalist, award winner, national board member. These are just a few of the titles that Walter Riemsma carries. Through all his service to the community of Algona, Kossuth County, and beyond, you can see how he's an excellent choice for the Heritage Award. The Riemsma family moved to Algona in the early 1970s. Walter was a teacher for 41 years. 38 years were spent at the Algona School District. You or your children may have learned about star constellations in Mr. Riemsma's middle school science classes. Took a trip to Washington, D.C., where he was an organizer, chaperone, or were a participant in the Algona Science Fair, where he was a mentor. Walter has been inducted into the Iowa State Science Fair Hall of Fame. He was awarded the honorary state FFA degree and received the Nebraska-Iowa Kiwanis Award for work with science fair students. He led 7 students to compete in the International Science Fair. Walter is a past president of the ISEA Teachers Union and was a president of the Algona Association of Educators for several years during his educational career. Religion has always been an important part of Walter's life. After retirement from teaching, Walter became a commissioned pastor in the Presbyterian Church. Since 2015, Walter has been the pastor at the Lone Rock Presbyterian Church, and prior to that, he was a pastor in the Presbyterian churches of Burt, Lakota, and Algona. Along with preaching each Sunday, Walter also provides the piano accompaniment during worship services in Lone Rock. He organizes and directs multi-denominational musical cantatas and was a choir director for over 7 years. Currently, Walter is serving as a chair of the Committee of Ministry for the North Central Iowa Presbytery. If you need advice on flowers, just ask Walter. He is the president of the Federated Garden Clubs of Iowa and a member of the board of directors for the National Garden Club. He's been a longtime member of the Algona Garden Club and is currently serving as president. Walter and his wife Jan have been entering award-winning flowers in the Kossuth County Fair and other county fairs throughout the state for many years. Walter's artistic ability is also displayed throughout the bouquets he arranged while being a wedding florist for over 40 years. Walter was the first president of the Water's Edge Nature Center Foundation Board. He helped raise funds for the construction of the Water's Edge Nature Center at Smith Lake. He's been a member of the member of the Cassuth County Conservation Board and is currently serving on the board of directors. Walter was an area correspondent with the Fort Dodge Messenger, writing several articles for the newspaper. In 2008, he was recognized by the Fort Dodge Messenger as an outstanding citizen. Other local organizations Walter is involved in include the Cassuth County Concert Association, where he's been the treasurer for 20 years, the Algona-Morwins Kiwanis. He was a charter member of the Algona Kiwanis Club since 1971 and has served as president. The Algona Cemetery Board, he served on the cemetery board for 25 years, also as president, and he's been a piano teacher for local musicians. Walter and his wife Jan have been married for 57 years, and Jan has been right by Walter's side for all of his commitments. Together they have 4 children. Walter has generously and joyfully given of his time and talents since becoming a resident of Algona over 50 years ago. The members of Seroptimus International of Algona, which Jan was a longtime member, would like to award Walter Reemsma the Heritage Award.
Unaccustomed as I am to public speaking, I want to say thank you to the committee for the Heritage Award. It's so appropriate to sit here in the cemetery and hear this lovely obituary. Indeed, it has been a joy and a pleasure to be involved in the community. And I humbly accept this award, knowing that there are many more who are more deserving than I. Everyone who's a member of a community leaves a legacy. And I trust that my legacy will be one that you will be proud of and that you will be aware of, I guess. It takes a village to raise a child, we were taught in education. And it takes just as many people to make a community. I want to thank all of those who have worked with me and helped me to accomplish what I have been able to accomplish. I want to especially thank my wife Jan, who has been there for me for the last 57. 57. We just had an anniversary in June, so I'm still getting used to it. But she has been there to support me, help raise the kids when I'd be gone to meetings and things. And so this indeed is a great, great honor. Thank you so much.
Congratulations, Walter. Thank you for everything that you've done and continue to do. And congratulations and thank you to Mariana's family as well. She was a great lady. We all enjoyed her. So, with that, I think we're ready for voices from the past. And I would like to introduce Manita Murphy. If she would like to come forward, I think we need to divide the group. We have four guides, so we're going to need to divide maybe 15 to a group or something like that. Yeah, for those of you that are staying, those of you that don't want to stay, this is going to be presented again Sunday afternoon at 2 o'clock, and it'll be at the Algona Public Library, where it's smooth surface. It'll be air conditioned. So, and you're welcome if you're here tonight and you want to come back and hear it again. You're welcome to do that too on Sunday. So, with the guides, maybe come forward here. All right. Okay.
And those that are going on the tour, bring your chairs and divide out into 4 groups.
Okay, and here's Julie. So, okay. So they're going 4 different directions. So those of you that would like to, we need about 15 in a group so that you'll be able to hear.